Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to look at two different types of wire cutting tools. Let's see which one will stand out as being the best for precision electronics and robotics projects. On the left we have standard diagonal cutters found in almost every toolbox. And on the right we have the NS04 ESD micro nippers made by Engineer, a Japanese brand known for high precision electronics tools. These are actually made just for electronics, not for general purpose cutting. Most importantly, they are ESD safe, meaning they help protect delicate components from static electricity. That really matters if you're working around PCB boards and microcontrollers. I tested both cutters on 24 and 30 AWG stranded wire. Here's a close-up of the 30 AWG wire that we'll be cutting, and a close-up of the 24 AWG wire that we'll also use to test both tools. Before we start cutting, it is worth noting that standard diagonal cutters work fine for general use, and you'll find them in almost every electronics bench setup. First, the diagonal cutters. With diagonal cutters, each edge on both sides of the cutting blade is angled, as you can see. This is the 30 AWG wire. This tool pinches and shears the wire, which tends to flatten the wire end slightly, although it's pretty hard to see in this footage. Let's just strip the end of the wire to get a better look. Now it's time to use the Engineer NS04 micro nippers. These perform like true precision cutter wires. The change in cutting force is unbelievable. It's like cutting through butter. They're fast, clean, and I have no doubt that these precision wire cutters could handle high volume wiring work. I have to go back to using the diagonal cutters to conduct a test on this 24 AG wire. This wire also differs in that the insulation is silicon, a much softer material. I think you can tell that more effort is required to cut the wire, even though the silicon insulation is fairly soft. Let's just strip about 5 millimeters or so off the end of the cut wire. I think the camera has picked it up, but the end of the wire has been flattened, pinched together somewhat, which is not ideal if you want to, for example, insert that end into a DuPont connector. Now we can get back to using the Engineer NS04 micro nippers. The micro nippers cut through the 24 AWG wire with no effort at all. Let's use the wire strippers again to look at the bare wire. It's kind of hard to see, but I think you can tell that the ends of the wire strands have not been pinched together or flattened. It's a clean cut. In real-world use, the NS04 micro nippers are faster, and they feel as though they're giving a much more professional, higher quality cut. So if you're working on electronics, especially robotics, the NS04 ESD micro nippers are a smart upgrade. They're sharper, safer, and easier to use than your typical diagonal cutters. So I'll be using this tool for the wiring in my DIY autonomous mobile robot building series. Thank you for watching.